Good morning. Okay, so like obviously I've been crying, right? I've been trying to make this video for the last 10 minutes. I can't because people keep coming into the garage to help me and give me love, which is good. I have a great family. Okay, so why am I upset today? I'm in withdrawal from my psychiatric medication, and the reason I'm in withdrawal is because of miscommunication with my pain clinic, and the miscommunication is like putting a fine point on it, is being nice, because they're assholes actually, and not helpful. Oh my god, there's a spider. Every time I'm freaking out, there's a spider, you know? Like, why? Here, go away. Okay, I can live with that. It's on the floor crawling away from me. So, yeah, I've been taking antidepressants for my whole life, right? And like, good, because I need them, right? I don't have enough happy juice to be happy by myself. And, you know, I had enough trauma, untreated traumas in childhood to warrant it. And so I had a breakdown when I was in high school. I think I was 15 or something. And because I was at school when I had the breakdown, I couldn't get off the floor because I didn't see the point in doing anything because I was very depressed. I got some help, right? And I was put on medication right away. And then I did the whole battling the fact that I need medication because I didn't understand that I was traumatized. I also didn't know at the time that I was neurodivergent and that I have pathological demand avoidance to the nth degree. I also didn't know many things about life. I had a lot more hope and a lot more resilience then than I do now. Of course, like, you know, kind of. All right. So that's the history. We know about this already. But this latest bout right now, this I'm going to call it an anxiety attack, but it's like really, it's just a withdrawal emotion attack. I'm having difficulty. So when I went to the pain clinic, they decided I have fibromyalgia, which I accept. I'm like, okay, fine. I have fibromyalgia. Add that to the list. Got a lot of things, you know. And they said, here, take this other antidepressant. It's good for fibro. I'm like, okay, fine. You know. And so I switched meds. And then they gave me also an opioid or a cannabinoid called Nabalone for to help me sleep at night. Because I'm an anxious person, and I usually fall asleep pretty easily, and I need a lot of sleep because I'm, you know, half broken all the time. But I wasn't sleeping, right, for like months, years. And anyway, it's a controlled substance, so not everyone can prescribe it. And my pharmacy, of course, is losing their mind because every month comes and they're like, hey, prescription, you need to renew your prescription. And I'm like, yeah, I did, because I saw my doctor before he moved away and renewed my prescription. And they're like, okay, well, have them fax us. And so then I call the pain clinic and I tell them, please fax the renewal of my prescriptions, both of them, the Nabalone, which I don't care about, and the antidepressant, which I need. Otherwise I end up like this. I can't do anything except cry all day. All day. So that was going on for a couple of months. And then I made a follow-up appointment with the new, not the new doctor, but before they assigned me a new doctor, it was basically the head of the pain clinic who was like, okay, I'm your doctor. I've heard about your case and I'm familiar with it. So I went to meet him. And like I said in other videos, He had a student with him. It sent me off the rails. I cried like this in front of him, and I was not able to get my point across, which is, yes, I have complex childhood trauma. I had neglect. I had homelessness and fire. I had painful separations from both of my parents for long periods of time. I went to school and was sexually abused. All those things really happened. And I packed them away into my inner child and locked her up. And I quit making art, and I quit singing, and I stopped talking. And when I stopped talking, I was 9. And I was selectively mute. And I was testing to see if I mattered. And you know, I discovered that I did not matter. I don't matter any more than anyone else does. And then I went through life thinking, okay, if I don't matter any more than anyone else, then I matter just as much as anyone else. And that means everybody fucking matters. Abuse is evil. And neglect is a terrible mistake that can happen. All too often it happens because mothers are abused chronically, consistently in this culture, in this society. And I've read as far back as I can read. And before the printing press, there's not much. But everything after that, it's abuse of half of our humanity. I'm not ready to talk about my early 20s, which were very hard. And I went to therapy for years. I have done a lot of work. I've done as much as I can. I have my eyes wide open. And I know what the causes are. I'm not trying to undo what was done, but I'm trying to live with it. And most days I don't think about it at all. As a young parent, I learned how to re-parent myself. As a young single mom and parenting a disabled child, I understood then that the world is not made for us. But I had energy and I was fighting because all the rules, all the child development textbooks and everything says, love your children, be close to them, don't put too much pressure on people, and that's how you grow up healthy. And I wanted that for my children. I really, really did. And I wasn't able to give it to them. I was not. And it was not my fault. And I learned that what I didn't receive as a child was also not my parents' fault, neither of them. And what they didn't receive in their childhoods was not their parents' faults. So I'm still left with, I'm no different really. I mean, I'm so different, but I'm no different than anybody else. I'm no less than, no more than. And so, what kind of world are we in where I, an intelligent and articulate, insightful, experienced person, can go to the pain clinic and miscommunicate with the head of the clinic and be fired as a patient? Just like that. Like, I didn't swear at him or do anything. I maybe insulted him a little bit, but in an honest and gentle way. Like, I learned that my honesty can be blunt and people do get hurt, and I'm sorry. I am. I don't mean it. So nobody wants to inject my spine with whatever. Okay, I accept it. And nobody wants to treat my sleep issues anymore. So I'm just cut off like that from a habit forming thing. Thank you. And I will talk to my GP today. I have an appointment with him. But I'm very disappointed and upset with the clinic experience. It was not good. And it's not okay to cut somebody who is dependent off from what they need. It's just not. There's gentler ways of doing things. So I'm going to wrestle with myself and try not to take things personally and feel persecuted and abused and neglected again. And hopefully I'm just going to do my best to get through the day. And when I talk to my doctor, I'm sure he's going to prescribe me one of my older meds, and I am going to be better by tomorrow. But I wanted to record this while I was feeling this. Of course, I spent 2 hours in bed trying to get up first. Because one day I want this doctor to know, the one who cut me off. I want him to see what he's done.